man up, it's game time. Everybody stand up from my town to yours. We ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. This is 845, Varsity, man up. It's game time. Everybody stand up from my town to yours. We ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. I said it's game time.
Hey folks, Kevin Witt here, and it's time to kick off another installment of the hottest high school football show around. The playoffs are right around the corner, and I'm looking forward to every minute. I'm going to reveal this week's top 10 rankings, which are going to look a heck of a lot like last week's. The game of the week is one I assure you that very few people thought would be a big one back in August. And for this week's feature, I'll take a look at what's been decided, what hasn't been, give you your first look at the Section 9 playoff matchups and my early take on them. But first, the last word on last week. Monroe, Woodbury, and Newburgh continues to be the greatest rivalry in local high school football. Yeah, I know Newburgh considers Kingston its rival, but you can bet Newburgh's kids were a heck of a lot more fired up to face Monroe last week than they will be Kingston this week. Monroe coach Pat DeLiso likes to say whenever a team faces Monroe, it's like playing their Super Bowl. Monroe had won 38 straight games against local competition heading into Newburgh, and you know what? The game did have a sort of local Super Bowl kind of feel to it. Newburgh played Monroe tough and even had the lead in the closing seconds of the first half. Then a Monroe kid named DJ Young showed the athleticism that earned him a full ride to Eastern Michigan. He returned a kickoff 93 yards for a touchdown with 4 seconds left, and Newburgh never really recovered. Monroe Woodbury won 31-15 and clinched its 5th straight Class AA Division I title. Monroe looks to make it 40 straight against Middletown this week, then will set its sight on the Section 9 Class AA title. Consider the Crusaders the favorite to accomplish both. Speaking of those playoffs, let's run through the 5 classes. All of these are semi-final games. In Class AA, Newburgh will play Minisink Valley November 1st at Kingston's Dietz Stadium. It's a rematch of last year's game, which Minisink Valley won 10-6. The teams have played 3 times over the last year. Minisink Valley has won all 3, but by just a combined 10 points. Newburgh has to find a way to handle Minisink Valley's bigger offensive line, or all grow 3 inches and gain 30 pounds over the next week. Monroe Woodbury will face the Washingtonville-Warwick winner November 1st at Middletown. In Class A, this week's Port Jervis-Saugerties loser faces top-seeded Cornwall October 31st at Middletown. Cornwall is the 3-time defending champion and hammered both during the regular season. The Port Saugerties winner plays Walkhill October 31st at Kingston. That will be the most competitive game of the two, as Walkhill beat both, but they were close games. The Class B regular season title is on the line this week, which determines all the playoff matchups. New Paltz hosts Highland on Friday. The winner is the division champ and plays Burke Catholic November 1st at Middletown. The loser plays James I. O'Neill November 1st at Kingston. New Paltz is the defending champion. Call me crazy, but I think all 4 teams have a shot at this title, though Burke is probably the longest shot of the 4. All 4 playoff teams in Class C are determined, but the order isn't. Top-seeded Sullivan West plays the 4th-place finisher, either Millbrook or Tri-Valley, on October 31st at Middletown. Millbrook and Tri-Valley are tied in the division with 1 game left. If they remain tied, Millbrook finishes 3rd because it beat Tri-Valley during the regular season. Red Hot Ellenville plays the 3rd-place finisher October 31st at Dietz Stadium. Tri-Valley is the defending champion, but Sullivan West and Ellenville are favorites to meet for the title. And just to check in on Class D, Livingston Manor Roscoe plays at Eldred on Friday. The winner will play top-seeded Chester for the Section 9 title on November 7th at Middletown. Eldred is the defending champion. This brings us to the game of the week. Washingtonville hosts Warwick Friday night with the final Class AA sectional playoff spot on the line. Warwick is coming off a 35-28 non-league loss to Niskayuna. Washingtonville beat Middletown 19-6, giving Washingtonville its 3rd straight victory. Just being in this spot is a tremendous thing for Washingtonville, which was a combined 2-16 over the last 2 years. Heading into this one, it seems Coach Tim Johnson has turned this thing around, getting a return on his investment of 2 years starting underclassmen. But I just think Warwick is a little better based on how it is done against common opponents. Ryan White has done a nice job since he took over the quarterback job, and if he plays mistake-free, Warwick is going to be tough to beat. Make it 21-13 Warwick. In other key games to watch, I think New Paltz beats Highland in a close game. I see Saugerties at home over Port Jervis. Eldred should be able to handle Livingston Manor Roscoe. Now on to the new top 10 rankings. Number 10, Warwick. A losing record after a non-section loss, but still a top 10 team. Number 9, New Paltz. Can't ask for a better situation than home against Highland for the division title. Number 8, Sullivan West. Might end up facing Tri-Valley 2 weeks in a row. Number 7, Delaware Valley, Pennsylvania. Hosts 6-2 Scranton with second place at stake in the Lackawanna Football Conference. Number 6, Pine Bush. Could end up with a 7-2 record and not make the playoffs. Number 5, Walk-Hill. Survived the Port Jervis scare, but hey, it's all about winning. Number 4, Newburgh Free Academy. Will stay right here after the loss to Monroe Woodbury. Number 3, Cornwall. Needs to get out of the Goshen game healthy. Number 2, Menacing Valley. Should close out its division schedule unbeaten. And number 1, Monroe Woodbury. Looking for its 40th straight victory over Section 9 competition. Truly amazing. That's it for this week. Check back every Wednesday night for the Varsity 845 football show. Next week, we'll look at all the Section 9 playoff games. I'm Kevin Witt.
This is 845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. This is 845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. I said it's game